Cons everywhere there's cons. Why can't we just go to cons? Let's all go to cons. Hey everybody, it's Mike from Southern California again. Good morning. Today, of course, I'll be reviewing the poll from yesterday in regards to which of the 3 news stories that came out over the weekend was the most significant, and then I'll be moving on to talk about conventions, specifically Vic Mignogna and conventions. We'll talk about, from the beginning, how a lot of conventions had dropped him, and then the convention started inviting him back. We'll go through that a little bit. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So first off, I want to go over the poll from yesterday. The poll yesterday was which of the 3 stories that came out over the weekend was the most significant. Was it Vic's hearing? Was it ANN versus Hirohei? Or was it Monica Rial threatening copyright strikes? I want to thank the 3 people who voted thus far. The poll is still going on for about another 4 hours, so you still have time to vote in it. And if there is an update, on the results, I will give that in tomorrow's video. So basically, with 3 votes in, gaining 67% of the vote at this point, 2 votes is Vic's hearing, with 1 vote going to ANN versus Hirohei. The 1 vote for ANN versus Hirohei, that's understandable because of the fact, it's a censorship question. Vic's hearing, of course, that's pretty significant because, we're finally getting the ball rolling and due process is finally happening. Monica's story didn't gain any votes. A lot of people probably don't believe, that's just her bluffing because or just blowing off steam because she's got to focus on defending herself. So, also, I need to make a bit of a correction from part of a story I reported on yesterday. After the hearing, I had mentioned that they had initially said it was going to be the 2nd week of June, which would be next week. Actually, after watching Nick's stream last night with Ty, actually it's going to be the 2nd half of June. It's going to be after Anime Matsuri, which is next week and next 14th, 15th, 16th. So, or 13th to the 16th. So after the depositions will be after Anime Matsuri, the 2nd half of June. Still, both sides will still be deposed before a TCPA is filed. So that's as much as we know right now. As many of you also know, now that things are in the court's hand, the story there is going to probably slow down a little bit. I will look to try to cover some other issues, have some polls up. I've got some ideas, but if you have ideas that you want me to cover, that you want me to talk about or cover, you can go ahead and direct DM me on Twitter, post on or make comments in the videos. I'll be glad to look at anything you guys may want me to look at, if it's within my realm of knowledge. I do have some ideas on some stuff to cover while we're kind of going into this lull period in the Vic case. So I hope you guys will continue to watch my videos and continue to stay informed. Anyways, I'll be right back with the meat of it, talking about cons. Welcome back, everybody. So, for a quick recap of what's been going on, of course, this year. After the allegations started surfacing against Vic in the early part of the year, many cons, particularly anime cons, had decided to disinvite him from these conventions. You know, it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction. It's like, on some level, it's understandable. Only because, you know, if the allegations were true, then that would be a stain on your con. The only con that stood with Vic from you know, and kept him on was Anime Matsuri, and you know, I know many of the other YouTubers, including, you know, Nick Rekieta, Hero Hey, Yellow Flash, and the rest of them, have applauded them for that, and I too applaud them for that. You know, we're a society of laws, and we're a society that respects due process. Yet many of the other anime conventions chose to drop him until I believe it was April or March, or yeah, it was April, when Kamea-Con had decided to invite him back. Now, they got some heat from some of the other, you know, voice actors, particularly Monica and Chris, who are coming out, and we even saw that there were text messages threatening sponsorship deals and all that, which goes towards the tortuous interference with contracts and tortuous interference with future business practices, and, you know, as declared in the lawsuit. What many of you need to understand is this: even though Vic got fired from Funimation and Rooster Teeth, the voice actors do not make a whole lot on that. They make most of their money at their con appearances. They make a lot of their money through their autograph sessions, through merchandise sales, and through certain deals that they make with cons. You know, if for whatever reason they don't bring in, it's usually a win-win situation, because if the voice actor is popular enough, they bring in enough people to where the con makes money, they make money. But basically, the majority of the income that most voice actors make comes from their con appearances, through their autograph sessions, through their panels, and you know, the like. You know, also it's you know, as many of you heard several times, conventions are for the fans, as Nick Rekieta would put it, for the fans. So that's always something to keep in mind. Now, as things went on, as more and more evidence, you know, as many of the stories, many of the allegations were being dispelled and disproven, cons started inviting him back. You know, I myself just personally looked up fancons.com this morning. You know, because the thing is that even though Vic has been getting invited back to cons, like Savannah Mega Comic Con this weekend, don't forget to go. You know, for those of you in Savannah, Georgia, who are Vic fans, don't forget to support the con and go out and see him. You know, these cons need to know that we support them when they support Vic, you know, and they support due process. So let's, you know, make sure that they know that. And do it as Vic has always said. When you show your support, show it with love and positivity. Don't stoop to kick Vic's level. Now, I did a little, you know, as I said, did a little digging this morning, looked up on fancons.com, and many of the cons that Vic is being invited to are comic cons. As you know, so we got Savannah Mega Comic Con coming up this weekend, Anime Matsuri next weekend. He's been invited to Bubba Fest, Hawaii Con. Many of the cons that have invited him, you know, since all this has gone on, have been comic cons. A lot of anime cons are still a little slow. still a little slow to try to invite him. We know that some of the anime cons, like we saw a few weeks ago with Anime North, may seem to side more with Kick Vic's side, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate for those cons, and it's unfortunate for the fans, because I think as we saw when he did get invited back to Kamea Con, it ended up being a big boost. You know, Shane Holmberg had made a tweet about a month or so ago saying how, yeah, even if we lose in court, we've still won, because in the end, Monica and Jamie are going to go to more cons. They're going to go to more and more cons, and Vic's going to go to less and less. Good logic there, Shane, with the exception of the fact of this. Yeah, you may get him to go to lesser and lesser cons, but guess what? You've in terms of potential damages in court, you spiked it up. You know, if Vic wins this case, and right now it looks like he will win, okay, based on everything we've seen thus far. I mean, there are no guarantees. Something could come up and we could all be proven wrong. You know, we hope that's not the case, but I think I personally believe our initial, for those of us who stand with Vic right now, I think our initial impulses, I think, are correct. I myself have also personally met Vic, and from what I have observed of his behavior, you know, after interacting with him, granted, I haven't interacted with him as many times as other people have, as some people have pointed out, as his fellow voice actors have. But from what I've seen, and I think if you ask anybody who is stand with Vic about their own interactions with Vic himself, I would say that people would argue that he is genuinely one of the most nice, caring individuals you'll ever meet. So all this idea of him being a sexual predator, of him being a creep, is just utterly ridiculous. There's been no proof shown that he behaves like this. No video evidence. No police reports. Nothing to corroborate any of these. In fact, Hirohei just did a video just last week talking about how this one Tumblr blog, the administrator of that Tumblr blog even said in there that most of the claims on that blog were false. It was just used as a venting space for people. But, you know, look at that for a moment, though. Your life must really be bad if the only way you can make yourself feel better is by going onto a blog and making up a story about a man doing horrible things to people. Think about that. Weigh that on your conscience. The only way to build yourself up is to burn somebody down? Really? I know there's a lot, you know, we talk often about outrage culture, but this stuff is truly outrageous. Burning a man's life down over basically what, if you really look at the real reason behind all this, it's jealousy. It's envy. You know? It even borders on greed and avarice. Vic for you know, His career has spanned the last 20 years. I would say for probably 15, if not all 20, but for at least 15 of those 20 years, he's been probably one of the most well-known and loved, dub voice actors. Many people, and we've seen actually more evidence of his positivity and kindness than we've seen of any negativity or anything of what the other side is saying. He's remained relatively quiet in all this. Anyways, I know I've gotten kind of off topic here, but I felt that, basically what it comes down to is this. And I'm directing this to the conventions. Invite Vic back, please. He's going to make you money. He will definitely make you money. Oh, going back to the point that got me onto the rant in the first place, going back to Shane for a moment. It may be true that you're getting him to go to less and less conventions, but if in response to that we're having the reactions like what happened at KamehamehaCon and Puerto Rico Comic Con, where basically he has to have his own floor, guess what? If Vic wins his lawsuit, he's going to get $1 million minimum. When you look into, when you look into punitive damages, the judge isn't going to look at his overall con appearances over the years. He's going to look at his most recent, year to date. And if he's right now making 10, 15, 20 grand an appearance, that's going to be added on to, I don't know how much, what's a good amount. He could be making $1 million in con appearances. I don't know, but from what I've heard, it could be at the most like 20K. Okay, that's going to get added. If he's making on average 20K per convention appearance, guess what? When they calculate punitive damage, they're gonna calculate, okay, what's the normal number of conventions that he goes to a year? Which has been said 15 to 20, or what's the normal for a voice actor to attend? 15 to 20. So making, let's go on the low end there. Let's say an average number of attendances to cons a year is 15. Okay. Now Vic, of course, has been known to go to as many as 25 or 30, but let's say 15 is the minimum, right? Or 15 is the average. Let's say, in fact, let's make it a factor of 10 here. Let's say 20 is the average of number of appearances, number of conventions the voice actors go to a year. 20 conventions. You're going to 20 conventions, making on average $20K per convention. That's $400K. That's $400,000 that could be assessed in punitive damages. Now, again, I don't know. I'm just doing a simple calculation for people to understand what that means. Voice actors tend to make more of their money at the conventions. Okay? So that's one of the other reasons why this lawsuit's important. It's not just to make, yes, I think the biggest importance of this trial is to stop the shenanigans of being able to weaponize sexual assault allegations. Because that's wrong. To burn somebody's life down because they're doing better than you, or because you don't like them, or because they're on the other side of the aisle of you in terms of your ideological beliefs, is wrong. Convicting somebody in, whether it's Twitter court or Facebook court or social media court, whatever, is wrong. Absolutely wrong. You know, to those of you who sit there and have been coming out years later saying, oh, Vic touched me inappropriately, okay. At the time, you didn't have a problem with it, but now you do. It doesn't play that way. It doesn't play for Trump. It doesn't play for Kavanaugh. It's not playing for Vic. And you know something? I think many of us are finally tired of it. Tired of this chicanery. So, before you go and try to burn somebody's life down, you better make absolutely sure you're right. Because if you're not, the backlash is going to hit you so hard you're gonna wish you could hide in a shell. Because more and more people will take you to court. More and more people will strike back. And for those of us on our side, let the courts handle it. Don't play vigilante. It does nobody any good to play vigilante. Let the courts handle it. Let's be the example Vic has asked us to be, and be the love, light, and positivity to each other and to the other side. Anyways, so in conclusion, there are many of the cons that are inviting him are Comic Cons. Hawaii Con is a sci-fi con. Anime cons are still kind of, being on the slow side. So what I would recommend many of you do is, if you want Vic at your favorite anime con, or Comic Con, or sci-fi con, or gaming con, email them with positivity. Say, hey, look, we want to come to your con, and we want to see Vic at your con. Let them know that. Let them know in a very polite and positive way that you want Vic there. And I will be right back with the announcement of today's poll. And don't forget, there's still time to vote on yesterday's poll as well. And I'll get into that a little bit more in a sec. 3. Anyways, welcome back, folks. So, first off, with yesterday's poll, it's still going on. So, I'll give if there is an update, I'll give that as part of tomorrow's video. For today's poll that I will be putting up in a little while here. What I'm going to ask in this one is, which of these major conventions would you like to see Vic at? So the 3 major conventions I've picked are Anime Expo, New York Comic Con, and San Diego Comic Con. These are probably 3 of the biggest, biggest pop culture conventions I know of that are coming up. So, again, Anime Expo, New York Comic Con, or San Diego Comic Con. Which of these conventions would you most like to see Vic at? And I'll be right back with the closing. Alright, so to close it out then, if you want to contact me directly, look at the links below. My Twitter handle will be down there if you want to contact me directly. If there are things you want me to cover, you can DM me there or post on my post or comment in my videos. I also have some other links for other causes I'm supporting, you know. And again, with those causes, with the GoFundMe's and the Indiegogo, as always, if you can donate, please do. If you have already donated, please consider donating again. If you cannot donate, we understand. Just at least help share the link and help get the word out. And also, if you like this content, I'd appreciate to have more of these conversations with you. So go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get the videos when they come out. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.